Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Why the lack of energy? I have to go down to just one anime streaming service, and I've been trying to figure out which one. There's Funimation, which has so many dubbed anime and some of my favorites, but there's Crunchyroll, which has so many new shows and so many updating catalogs. Who am I kidding? I know the right answer. Yeah, I made the right call.
Man, did you know there are more anime than just Naruto? I didn't and refused to for years, but it's true, I've seen one. It's called Naruto Shippuden. Yeah, it's true, not every anime gets the same amount of attention. For what big shows get talked about in a season, there are a ton that just kind of exist. Or even some that got plenty of attention in their season only to fall into obscurity shortly after its runtime for one reason or another. What I want to do today is bring up some shows that I personally consider a hidden gem. Now, what's the difference between a hidden gem and an underrated anime, which I've already covered?
Well, you see, there's a... Don't worry about it.
An underrated anime can be, at least to me, either an anime that isn't highly rated enough or known, while a hidden gem is an anime that's just not known enough. Now, this isn't a list of the best shows you've never watched, because I literally just learned that there are at least 2 anime out there, so I haven't done a lot of digging.
What the Okay, now 3.
These are just anime that I almost never hear anyone talk about, or don't know a lot of people who watch these shows that I at least consider really good.
You know, I really like Grimgar. I'm surprised I've never talked about it before.
I think Grimgar is very
Grimgar is a show I always enjoy, and I love Grimgar. Never make me. Imagine every story is about a high-class, incredible student. Grimgar is the tale of the struggling C student.
Huh, a biography for me.
Grimgar of Ashes and Illusions is an anime that came and went with positive reception but didn't exist outside of its season. Or hardly within it, because it aired during the same season as Erased Assassination Class from Season 2. Hell, it wasn't even the only isekai that season, with Konosuba being front and center for good reasons if you keep the anime community in mind. I mean, 2 girls? 3 girls? Okay, but what makes Grimgar a hidden gem and not just hidden? Tons of bad stuff's hidden, like my love for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Who put this here? Don't mind that, don't.
Grimgar isn't like a lot of isekais, or even fantasy anime in general. It feels like a very average fantasy story, and that's what makes it feel unique. There isn't a make it or break it moment that impacts the world. There aren't any power fantasies. I mean, there's an instance of protagonist has a very cool ability that helps him kill strong things because... But Grimgar stays incredibly grounded in the best way possible. No enemies or simple fodder just to show how cool everyone is. You really get to see how these characters grow step by step and even stumble. I can't recommend this series to any fantasy fans enough. I mean, hey, I'm on recommendation number 3 and there's a 100% chance there's going to be more if that shows you how certain I am about the quality of the show. Zatch Bell holds a special place in my heart above most other anime. Back when I was a kid, before I really knew what the hell anime was, I was a huge fan of the series. Then around the time when I was 14, I started watching some shows. I fell back into Zatch Bell after I found one of the PS2 games in a pawn shop, and when I say fell, I still find trading cards in my pockets sometimes.
Here to pick up another copy of Sword Art Online.
$10.
Oh, of course. Will I cover it?
Of course, I have more than nostalgia to talk about. I can also mention Parko Fugori, objectively the best anime character. No, you aren't allowed to argue. Zatch Bell is about people having to eliminate other chosen people to rule a world, sharing a plot, and thank God nothing else of Future Diary. It kind of follows a generic anime plot before those plots were very common. Wimpy characters actually super strong and cool. But what made it interesting was, it wasn't half-hearted. What made him strong was his potential, not the fact that he was the protagonist and oh hey look, we had our sad backstory, we can do everything now. That isn't even mentioning the other cast members like Kyo, who is dry humor incarnate, the god Parko Fugori and his best friend Kanjume, Megumi, Tia, Wanrei, Lian, Ponygon, just so many incredible pieces of fiction. And they do a power scaling thing that makes it obvious when the characters become stronger, but limits just by how much. Everyone's powers are unlocked through their spell book, where every spell can't be read until the characters grow enough to use those abilities.
Oh, hey!
The one issue with it, though, is... You know how dub companies used to do that thing where they would take a script and put it in a blender? Zatch Bell got hit pretty hard. To list off some of the changes, Zatch's name is actually Gash in Japanese, T as Tio, Ponygon's Umagon, the song about dancing? Yeah, that's actually about sexual harassment.
I was not ready when I first heard that.
And this show taught me an important lesson every anime fan has to face. Like when the anime doesn't finish the story, so I have to read. but the English version never officially finished, so I have to look up fan translations where these ads keep harassing me.
Stop it, I don't want women, I just want Zatch Bell. Yeah, you know, with like the spider and the pig. What the hell is this?
There have been a fair number of times I mentioned the concept of character writing, but I never really elaborated what I meant by that. To me, good character writing is when the type of character you want is clearly displayed in your writing. See, the definition has both words in it, so that's gotta be the case. As simple as he is, I would consider Asta a character of good character writing because he's just a generic shonen protagonist incarnate, and that's the point. I would consider the complexity that is Yato from Noragami someone who has good character writing, because even though it's not relatable, yeah, he's someone who's clearly trying to fight off his not-so-good past. With all that in mind, Charlotte nails some of the hardest character writing goals a writer can have. If I had $1 for every time I said the word right, I could buy a thesaurus. But Charlotte perfects the goal of writing a believable human character. There's nothing too special about any of these characters except for their powers. Oh, quick lowdown for anyone who hasn't watched it, which based on the fact I'm talking about it in this video is probably at least some. But some people have powers for a reason I won't spoil, so I don't know, think My Hero Academia, but with much less frog.
Then what the hell is the point?
Just watching these characters interact, doing dumb stuff together, struggling together, it's just incredible, and I honestly can't recommend this enough for anyone that this sounded appealing to. Just know two things. It was made by the people who made Angel Beats, so you know what you're getting into, and the last episode is denser than a star. School Live is easily one of the most unique anime I've ever seen. You know the advertising campaign around Doki Doki and how it's basically just...
Haha, yeah, it's like so cute and no it's not.
Well, imagine that, but with an actual anime. So much about School Live hides what it's truly about. The first chapter of the manga, the opening, the entire first episode of the anime. It all goes under the facade of your standard slice of life story, just to get you comfortable, then boom, zombies. Yeah, bet you didn't expect these two things to have a lot in common, but crazy how life works out sometimes. Yeah, this isn't a slice of life, but a psychological horror surrounded by a girl who has PTSD-triggered hallucinations that this apocalypse isn't a thing, and the rest of the cast kinda just humors her because she's good morale, and they overall just want to protect her. But the way the show loves its subtle tone building from just the cover of the manga and Blu-ray almost being normal to the opening changing a little more every time. God, I can't keep talking about this. Please just watch it so you can enjoy this roller coaster.
Those aren't all the hidden gems in the anime community, and I know it seemed like I didn't praise them enough. I just wanted to avoid worshipping them, because the only thing I worship is Shadow the Hedgehog. Wait, I was supposed to keep that a secret.